What is going on, everybody? It's John again. I'm here with my next beginner's intro. This time we're doing Bowser Jr. Just starting out right away with some statistics here. He's ranked 10th for weight, so he's the 10th heaviest character. That's tied with Link and Rob, R-O-B, whatever you want to call him. As for his speed, he has a 40th fastest walk, so it's pretty slow. 10th slowest walk, and the 39th fastest run, which is also pretty slow. One thing I want to tell you, with the Luigi video, we went over traction. Bowser does have a little bit of traction latency, Bowser Jr., I'm sorry. So when you're running with him, just make sure you're using your turn dashes. He doesn't have too much when he's turning around, but there is still a little bit, so just be careful of that. Some other interesting things with Bowser Jr., he has really high defensive statistics when he's in his Bowser Jr. cart. So his cart actually doubles his defenses, or pretty close to it. Whenever they hit the cart, it does about half damage than it would if they hit Bowser Jr. himself. So what that really means is you do not want enemies above you. If you have people attacking you from the air, that means they're doing almost double the damage they normally would if they were on the ground. So try and keep enemies down while using Bowser Jr. Another interesting fact is he has what's called disjointed hitboxes. Hitbox, which I haven't gone over yet, is the areas of the character that will actually inflict the damage or actually hit. So usually when you use a forward smash, obviously the back of the character is not going to be dealing any damage. What makes Bowser Jr. really unique is any of his hitboxes do not count as his character. So when we're using this forward smash, for example, those drill arms, you cannot hit those drill arms to deal damage or knock back Bowser Jr., but he can use those to hit you, which gives him a priority advantage. What priority advantage is if you and an enemy attack at the same time, yours has a longer range because of the disjointed hitboxes. So his attack would actually hit those hitboxes, not your actual character, which is a really cool feature about Bowser Jr. There's a couple other characters that have this, but Bowser Jr. is really prolific with it because all of his attacks are disjointed hitboxes. So let's start going through his attacks here. His regular attack is this punch, which you can turn into a multiple hit combo there. One thing that's really cool, he has an infinite punch. So if you just hold the A button, he will infinitely punch over and over and over and over and over again. And if you push A one more time, he'll execute a stronger second punch. This can be turned into an even better infinite combo. If you hit the A button 3 times and hold it after the third, he does this, which will do twice as many hits as this one. Plus, when it finishes, it automatically does a stronger punch. So this can be used as long as you want. A lot of people jump around you, they know that last hit's coming, so I wouldn't spam it too much. It's tough to continually hit it, but if you get something like a springboard behind them, so you're constantly punching them into the springboard, sending them back at you, that's a good combo. Otherwise, try not to spam it too much. It is pretty easy to counter. Moving on here, his down one is this tongue attack, another disjointed hitbox. He will not be damaged when that tongue is hit, but the tongue is what does the damage. Otherwise, his directional attacks, up and sideways, are all a fork, again a disjointed hitbox. Excuse me. So, moving on to smash attacks, special attacks here. He has this cannon, which can be charged. It does a lot of damage, it does good knockback. One downside to it, though, is when you shoot it, you cannot shoot again until the cannonball hits somebody. Or the cannonball will disappear. But, so it can make it a little bit tricky, like that, for example. The cannonball has to stay there, otherwise you cannot fire another one. And it's the same with his down special. So this is an awesome, awesome, awesome ability. He launches a little toy that latches onto an enemy and explodes. It's high damage, high knockback. It's kind of a seeking one because it'll crawl along the ground until it can find one. If it can't find one, it will just explode. This is the same thing as the cannon, though. You cannot release another one until the one that's on the ground has exploded, latched onto an enemy and exploded, etc. So those are kind of reloadable specials. It's a little bit tricky to get the hang of them, but if you use them in combination, that's absolutely allowed. So you can send a cannonball that they jump over, and while they're landing, the Koopa can grab them and blow them up. So that's a good combination to use for longer range. Just be aware that when you do release one, you cannot release another one. Otherwise, his, let's see here, sideways special, which we were at, he goes into this cart. That cart can be used to jump, and if you turn around, he automatically exits it. It can be used as a pretty good knockback there if you catch him right on the turn. It's a little bit tricky to get the timing down on that turn right away. Enemies can hit you while you're coming at them. It's not a priority move like some of his disjointed attacks. Also with this one, if you don't turn around before you go off the edge of the stage, you're basically done. So if you jump off the edge of the stage in that cart, or you don't turn around fast enough, you will not be able to turn around in the air, and you're probably going to fall to your death. Another really interesting thing with Bowser Jr. is his up special. Normally characters are kind of left defenseless in this, but Bowser Jr. can still attack. It's actually called Abandon Ship is his attack. He's one of the, I believe he's the only character that can still attack after using his up special. As such, you can control him too, but those are his only attacks. They're just hammer attacks. They have good damage and good knockback. But at the same time, because he's not in his Bowser Jr. cart, he takes almost double the damage that he normally would. That's a really important fact to remember with Bowser Jr. Anytime he's hit directly, not his cart, he takes a lot of damage, and the knockback effect is also almost doubled. So while he's out of his cart like this, he's more defenseless, you can say, than others, but he does have attacks that can counter. They're not the fastest attacks, but they do have good knockback to keep enemies away. As for his smash attacks, which we'll go into now, he has this forward one, which is my favorite one of his, these drills. They're really high damage, really high knockback. They're really predictable, though, at the same time. So just be careful with those. Feel free to use them for the damage, because they're really good damage if you can get them off. And once it's at higher percentages, they're really sent flying. Otherwise, his down special are these cannonball arm things. Again, a disjointed hitbox. And that's a good knockback. It's more of an upwards knockback, not a left or right, so vertical, not horizontal. Otherwise, his up one, he flips upside down. That one is actually a really good defensive move, because while you're charging it, it's tough to hit Bowser underneath the cart. If they hit the cart while it's up in the air, that's still about half the damage he would normally take. So I like to use that ability a lot, especially when enemies are close, because it does hit enemies to the left and to the right of him, not just above him. Plus it gives him a little bit of a defensive shell to hide under. His downs, we did do his down special, so his aerials here. So he has this, which is a spinning boxing glove move. Again, disjointed hitboxes. His down one is this drill, which is a pretty good one. It's not quite as good as Yoshi's kicks, but if you use it in the air, it will slow your descent, and you're kind of stuck in the ground there for a second while he's drilling. There's also a little bit of hit lag with that move, so just be careful using that one. His sideways ones are cannonball arm things, and his upwards is a hammer attack. None of these aerials are super good. I would just use them mostly as knockback damage to get enemies out of the air. You do not want enemies above you as Bowser Jr. So try and get him on the ground to use his awesome smash attacks, range, priority, and disjointed hitboxes, plus where he's a better defensive character when he's on the ground. So in general with Bowser Jr., he hits really hard. His speed isn't great, so I wouldn't try worrying about running around enemies too much or juggling enemies too much. Just try and hit them while they're on the ground and try and keep them down. So use dash attacks, use these cannonballs, and So, use these and the cannonballs. The cannonballs can be charged as well for extra damage and knockback. But use these when you're at range, and use your smash attacks especially the up one, whenever you're close in, so you can get good damage and good knockback damage. If you liked what you saw in this video, please like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. I'll have links on this one for those videos, usually in the bottom right corner. If you have any questions, comments, any characters you want to see, please leave them in the comments section. Let me know. I'll try and respond as quick as I can. If there's demand for a character much later in the list, I'll upload that one first. Otherwise, thank you. Feel free to share with friends who are interested in Super Smash Bros. Maybe they're trying to learn a new character. Otherwise, thank you very much, and Happy New Year, everybody.